Hello everyone, hope you're all fine and healthy. One more grammar lesson, the title of which is Present Perfect Simple versus Present Perfect Progressive, student book, page 25. So, would you please get your books ready? Our main objectives for today's lesson are the following. Number 1, to identify the difference between the present perfect simple and the present perfect progressive in use and in form. Number 2, to differentiate between the present perfect simple and the past simple and the uses of for versus since and have been versus have gone. Number 3, to demonstrate understanding of the present perfect tenses and the past simple tense. Are you ready? Let's begin. The secret to getting ahead is getting started. And here is our starting activity. Pause your video, please, to complete the following sentence terms about yourself. First, think of something you've never done before. Then, of something you've been doing for some time now. Great job! I can hear a bunch of sentences, and all of them are amazing. But let's just pick 2 of them. Sentence 1, I have never tried sushi before. Sentence 2, I have been chatting with my friend for more than 1 hour. Now, let's focus on the 2 verbs. The red one, have tried, and the blue one, have been chatting. In what tenses are they? Absolutely. The red one is in the present perfect simple. However, the second one, the blue one, is in the present perfect progressive. And these 2 tenses are the focus of our lesson today. Our first objective is to identify the difference between the present perfect simple and present perfect progressive in use and in form. For this, we need to refer to our student books, page 25, exercise A. Once again, I'd like you to pause your video, read the sentences below, and decide which ones are in the present perfect simple and which ones are in the present perfect progressive. Easy peasy, right? Who can answer this question? You are absolutely right. Sentences 1, 2, 5, 7, and 8 are in the present perfect simple. However, sentences 3, 4, and 6 are in the present perfect progressive. How can we distinguish between these 2 tenses in form? This is our upcoming task. Still with exercise A, page 25. And our question is, how do we form the present perfect simple tense? Let's observe the red labeled sentences and try to complete the following rule. Take a few seconds thinking time. So, what is the missing part in the rule? Great! Your answer is doubtlessly correct. The missing part is has or have. So, to form the present perfect simple, we need subject plus has or have plus past participle of the verb. Now, take a quick look at the past participle forms of the verbs in the sentences. What do you notice about them? Exactly. Signed up in sentence 2 ends in ed because it is a regular verb. However, all the other verbs are irregular verbs. And for a list of irregular verbs, you can always get help from page 98 in your student book. What about the present perfect progressive tense? How do we form it? Once again, we'll try to fill in the gaps in the following rule, but this time through observing these 3 blue labeled sentences. Pause the video for a few seconds and give it a try. Alright, who can complete the rule? Fantastic! To form the present perfect progressive, we need subject plus have or has plus been plus base form of the verb plus ing. We will continue working on exercise A, but this time our main focus will be first on the uses of the present perfect simple. One more time, below displayed are the 5 red labeled sentences illustrating the present perfect simple. Our task is to match each one of them to its appropriate use in the following box. Pause your video, please, and do the activity. You are surely done, right? Let's start with the first use of the present perfect simple. Which sentence do you think expresses an action which happened in the past but the exact time is not mentioned? And which expression precisely shows that? Exactly. The right answer is sentence 7, and the expression that conveys that is before. I have been to Canada before. This is actually the main difference between the present perfect simple and the past simple. While in the present perfect simple, the exact time of the action is not mentioned, in the past simple, it is clearly mentioned or known. Like when I say, I was in Canada last month. Moving a few steps backward leads us to sentence 2. I have just signed up for another year of evening classes. One more clue or hint here, which is the word just. What do you think such an expression conveys? Definitely, it conveys a recently completed action. That's why sentence 2 goes with be. What about sentence 5 now? Mr. Smith has taught history at this school since he graduated from university. Which clue do we have here, and what does it demonstrate? Terrific! The clue is since, and this is used for actions which started in the past and continue up to the present moment with an emphasis on the action. That's why sentence 5 goes with D. We are almost done. Only 2 sentences are left, and the priority now is for the last sentence, sentence 8. Would you please observe this sentence for a few seconds? What's the relation between its 2 parts? Oh yes, so smart. The relation is one of cause and result. She has forgotten her pen is the cause or the result why she can't withdraw money from the cash machine now. That's why sentence 8 goes with C. It's evident now that sentence 1, this is the first time I've ever taken an art course, goes with E. And this is another use of the present perfect simple with adjectives in the superlative form and expressions like the only, the first, the second. Can anyone give me an exemplary sentence of an adjective in the superlative form with which the present perfect simple is used? Amazing! This is the most delicious dish I've ever tried. We will do the same thing, but this time with the uses of the present perfect progressive. Here is the list of uses together with the blue labeled sentences. One more time, pause your video please and do the matching activity. Alright, sentence 3. I have been attending business school for nearly 3 years now. Is the focus here on the action itself or on the duration? Absolutely, the focus here is on the duration. That's why sentence 3 goes with F. Actions which started in the past and continue up to the present moment with an emphasis on the duration of the action. What about sentence 4? Would you read it again, please? Does it ring any bell? Of course, yes. It reminds us of sentence 8 in the previous part of the activity. So, what do you think this sentence illustrates? Great! This is an action which happened over a period of time in the past and may have finished, but the results are obvious in the present. And so, sentence 4 goes with G. Let's move on to sentence 6 now. Have you been borrowing my clothes without asking again? Can you feel the tone of the speaker here? Certainly, the speaker feels annoyed, and so sentence 6 goes with H, to show annoyance resulting from a recent action. It's time to move on to our second objective, which is to differentiate between the present perfect simple and the past simple. And this is something which we have somehow tackled previously in our lesson. And the uses of for versus since and have been versus have gone. All this will be in exercise B, page 25. Let's see what we have here. Sentences 3 and 5. Would you please pause your video for some time, reread them, and try to deduce the difference between for and since? Alright, so it is for versus since. What do you think each one of them indicates? Absolutely. For indicates the length of a period of time for nearly 3 years now. So the focus here is on the duration. However, since indicates the starting point of a period of time since he graduated. The second part of exercise B is the following. Can we replace have been with have gone in example 7? Why or why not? Here is the example. Pause your video for a few seconds and think of the answer. Alright, can have been and have gone be interchangeable? Can one be used instead of the other in this particular example? Great answer! Definitely not. And this is certainly for a reason. Have gone means that someone is still at a place and hasn't come back yet, which is not the case here. Why isn't it the case? Right, simply because we have the expression before. Can you give me any other clarifying examples? Wonderful! I have been to the greengrocer's twice this week. This means that I have visited the greengrocer and come back. Mandy isn't here now. She's gone to the greengrocer's. This means that she hasn't returned yet. Got it? Exercise B, page 25, has one last part, which is the following. In example 5, why is the present perfect has taught appropriate in the first part of the sentence, and why is the past simple graduated appropriate in the second part of the sentence? Kindly pause your video and think for some time before giving your answer. All right, what expression separates the two parts of the sentence? Absolutely, the expression is since, and it is preceded by has taught, which is in the present perfect, and followed by graduated, which is in the past simple. Why do you think the present perfect simple is appropriate for the first part while the past simple is appropriate for the second part? Remember what we have discussed earlier in our lesson? Wow, what a great memory! The present perfect simple is appropriate for the first part simply because the exact time is not mentioned, while the past simple is appropriate for the second part simply because the exact time is mentioned, though implicitly. Nothing practiced, nothing mastered. But before moving to our practice part, don't forget this. Your grammar reference, pages 91, 92. These and a lot more interesting details are awaiting you. So, pause your video and don't miss reading them. Practice is here with Objective 3 and Exercise C, page 25. Bearing in mind all that was previously acquired throughout the lesson, pause the video and complete the dialogues with the present perfect simple, the present perfect progressive, or the past simple of the verbs in brackets. Are you facing any difficulty solving this exercise? Doubtlessly not. But before displaying the answers for you to check your own, let us circle the time expressions. Now, pause the video again and revise your answers. Done? Great! Here are the answers then. Let us do the same thing with the second dialogue. Let us circle the time expressions. Then, pause your video please and go through your answers one more time. Done? Great job! Let me then display the answers for you to check your own. How was your performance? I'm sure it was great. Now that we've come to the end of our lesson, it's your turn to produce your own sentences. Pick a time expression from the ones displayed below and construct a sentence using the present perfect simple or the present perfect progressive. Let's share some of your sentences. I have recently participated in a charity work. This is the first time I've ever played hockey. I've been working on this project all morning. Wow, great job as expected. I'm really proud of you. I really enjoyed it. Hope you did too. This video will be available on Microsoft Teams. Thanks for watching.